So what was the one thing we kept saying that if India get a score in excess of 150, then it would be as good as game over? What did they go and do?
116 for 7 in 20 overs on a pitch
That is turgid.
Tailor-made for the Sri Lankan bowlers in particular. I mean, look at Inoka Ranavira's brilliant bowling towards the end. You saw even all the others chip in. And 116 for 7. Take away Smriti Mandhana's 46 and Jemima Rodriguez 42. Total of 88 runs are scored by 2 batters. And because of this situation that we have, this chase is right up Sri Lanka's alley. Because remember, as I said in the England series, they chased down these totals to win.
Exactly.
And this pitch, if you want to make cricket as one of the favorites in China, I don't think you are getting it on these kind of absolutely turgid down.
Slow, low. It was, and to be fair, once you got your eye in, run making was not impossible. The problem, and this is a familiar problem which I wanted to address with the Indian batters in big finals, they'll always cluster collapse. How does it always happen? If you look at the middle order, you had contributions of 2, 0, 9 and whatnot. How? All you had to do was get your eye, and no one was asking you to be aggressive from the get-go.
I mean, if I have to point out Shane's instances as to when he's highlighted the Indian batting collapse, look at the 2020
It started with 17, remember, even 17.
Yeah.
When the ODI World Cup final, that was a massive cluster collapse. I think it was Shrubsole.
Anya Shrubsole,
who, yes, she absolutely triggered a massive collapse in a final that India were cruising in. Absolutely cruising in, but then you lost those 5-6 wickets, done.
When Harmanpreet Kaur got that slog sweep straight to the fielder at long leg after that, okay, maybe Veda Krishnamurthy had some good hits. After she left, there was a cluster collapse. 2020 T20 World Cup, you never got going. 99 all out.
Exactly.
In chase of 186. But the most haunting one would be 2022 CWG.
Exactly.
Remember when Australia they were almost on a defensive. Jemima got out, then Harmanpreet got out, and then you lost by 9 runs. Forget that. Even 2023, the recent T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
Remember, Harmanpreet's one run out.
Against Australia it was.
Yes, against the Aussies, and you lost by 5 runs. So, in a way, cluster collapses on a big final.
It's just unfortunately
an Indian women's cricket.
It's a worrying recurring trend that it constantly happens in big matches. You're thinking again, you look at those top 4, if just one more batter had to chip in with a big score, you're thinking, okay, that's it, we're sorted. Because again, if you get another 40 from anyone there, then you're at potentially 150 nearly. And that's it, match over. I know this is not an ideal pitch for T20. It's not. But you're playing the conditions you get. And if you just had one more batter chip in with another 40 odd, you're at 150. It's game over for Sri Lanka. The scoreboard pressure would have been too much. Their team is not one that's equipped for chasing anything above 150, 160.
And that will, if the result goes against India, the question is, why did you choose to bat?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you expect that you would get the best of the conditions and that it would become slower and lower?
In the second innings,
Because I'll tell you why. First 10 overs, India were 59 for 1. Next 10 overs, they were 57. So that is why run scoring did not become any easier after the next 10 overs.
Yes, I think it stayed the same. But if it has stayed the same, then that's bad news. Because Sri Lanka they know how much they have to get.
And how they have to progress towards
Exactly.
And this is right up Chamaria Tapatu's lane.
I mean, all they have to really do is actually, you get 6 and over. You don't need boundaries every over. Smart strike rotation itself will be half your battle one.
Yep, but that is the one area where Sri Lanka have really struggled. I mean, they even made a target of 76 against Pakistan. Looked like as if it was 180.
I know, that's true.
So, remember, even Sri Lanka, I'm sticking my neck out and saying this is not going to be an easy total to chase.
Yeah, I think because again, especially if the Indian spinners come to the party, if they can choke the run flow in the middle overs.
Yeah, you got 2 spinners, who can do the trick for them. One is Deepti Sharma, the other is Rajeshwari Gaikwad. And remember, Rajeshwari Gaikwad on her day, she will be the key on this because even in the previous game against Pakistan, Sri Lanka struggled against left arm spin. And also from the off spinner as well. I don't remember her name, the Pakistan spinner. She's a relatively new prospect at this time, but she really troubled her. So that's why.
And you might actually see, if it's really a spinning track, you might even see Shefali roll her arm over a bit.
Even
it's a possibility. Even Harman.
Even Harmanpreet has bowled in the past.
In fact, she was predominantly an all-rounder in the past. Injuries took a toll a bit.
It's a shoulder injury in particular. I think she would not want to ensure that it is at risk at this point. So, look at it. 46 and 42. 88 runs the remainder of the match. Shefali Verma failed yet again in a big final.
Richa fell cheaply.
Although-
got 1-6.
Although, the highest strike rate was Richa Ghosh.
150.
But you take away that 1-6, the remaining 3 runs she got out of 5 balls. So, Harmanpreet Kaur, yet again, 2 of 5.
And once again in a big final. Again, Harman also, I think her record when it comes to big finals, she'll either get out at a decisive moment or not make a big score.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I agree with the first point, because you remember against England, she hit a 50, but then she got out a decisive moment.
Same with Australia, 2023.
And 2022. Same situation where Commonwealth Games, she was going like a dream. She and Jemima Rodriguez, but Jemima fell first with a leg cutter by Megan Short, and then Harmanpreet tried the lap shot.
Of all things.
Here at this point in time, it's very important to note that this total 116 for 7. Looking at the way how the pitch is, I think it's a challenging total.
Yeah, I think it will go down to the final over for sure.
Yeah.
Especially, by the way, if Sri Lanka lose early wickets, then you'll really see the task get harder, because if they lose early wickets, and I think for me, again, that 1 wicket which has to be the key, Chamari
Atapattu, indeed. And remember, if Atapattu goes, but she's a very smart cricketer. She can be aggressive, but at the same time, she can also be that anchor-like player. Okay, I will bat till the end.
Yeah.
That's how Chamari Atapattu is. But
that's why I'm saying she's the key.
She is the key. And remember, you've got bowlers who can take the pace off and bowl even the paces. We'll look at it. Titash Sadhu does that on a regular basis. She can really ensure that, okay, here Vastrakar's role will be important. Because Vastrakar can bowl those cutters, and that is why she can actually get some more purchase out of this deck.
Absolutely.
So it is not all doom and gloom. I would say that 116 for 7 in the situation that is there, it's a challenging total. Sri Lanka are not going to get, you may think, oh, they may chase it in 10-15 overs. No
10-15 overs, no way. If they chase it, this is going till the end. At least the 18th, 19th over.
I have a feeling it will be a close game. I think India might just about hold on.
But it will be close. It will not be an easy game.
Very close. But again, a lot of issues with the batting. I mean, a key crunch final.
It always happens. How do they always cluster collapse in a big final?
Yep,
it's just a pressure situation.
For example, 89 for 1 in 15 overs. In the next 5.1, you managed to score just 27 runs for the loss of 5 wickets.
5 wickets. 6 wickets, yeah. 1 wicket down to 7.
27 for 6 in 5.1 overs. That has been the cluster collapse like you talked about. So
6 for 27. No. You can't be doing that in a big final.
See,
actually, you're lucky this is Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
If this had to be another Australia-like situation, Australia would have cantered home.
England,
even in England, or South Africa.
Even the
White Ferns would have actually, because it's not a tough chase. But two things in India's advantage. One, Sri Lanka's batting isn't that good, very dependent on one player. Second, that pitch is not very easy to play on.
And you've got 2 quality spinners in Deepti Sharma and Rajeshwari Gaikwad to ensure that Sri Lanka's run flow is restricted at this point in time. Remember, India have the dual problem of having to restrict the run flow but take wickets.
Exactly.
But remember, if they had seen the Sri Lanka-Pakistan game, you would have known 75 for 9. You would have thought chase down the canter. No, it took them 18 overs.
Exactly.
So India still have a chance.
I will say it's about 60-40 in India's favor.
Yeah, 55-45.
55. It's close, but India are slightly marginally ahead.
Yeah.
Even with this total, which we're saying is hardly ideal, because ideal would have been put daylight 140-150.
Yeah.
Then it would have been tough.
Yeah, that's the thing. And remember, what a way for Sri Lanka to end a losing streak if it happens. Because July 2022, Dambula, that was the last time they had beaten India in a T20I. And remember, this match yet again will show India have done all the hard work, but in a final,
always
they collapse on a final. And remember, for the women's team in particular, the men's team, I can understand that, okay, there'll be a B team. Essentially a B team from Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and all that. So I understand if they can manage to get through and win. But for the women's team, this will be very, very shambolic. I'll tell you why. They are the strongest team in Asia.
Correct.
More than Bangladesh, more than Sri Lanka,
More than even Pakistan.
They are the team that challenges the might of Australia and England on a regular basis.
Correct.
But right in their background in Asia, they get humbled.
Exactly, by Sri Lanka.
By Sri Lanka. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow. And remember, Harmanpreet Kaur as captain, we'll have to answer some very tough questions then.
Yeah, because I think this is a tournament, whether it be the women's or the men's, that you were expected to win on a canter, and that's no disrespect to the other teams, but that is the reality of a sport like cricket, whereby you know that where the money is concentrated, generally speaking, the talent pool also over there is massive.
Massive.
So if they don't, and by the way, the match is about to start, so
let's see. It'll be a big ask on Deepti Sharma and Rajeshwari Gaikwad.
Yeah.
So Charles De Silva batting in shambles. They are playing Test match 59 for nil.
No. See, that's very unfair because this is a terrible pitch.
It's a bad pitch.
It's not a good pitch. It's not a good pitch.
Yeah, what about other events?
Saraj Chandra, we've been covering all the other events.
Yep, rowing, and also we have done on shooting. There is also wushu events planned later in the day.
Yeah, there's wushu, there'll be boxing later on in the day. So plenty of stuff still to come, no worry.
Puja is the key, I think. Yes, Puja Vastrakar will be the key because she took 4 wickets and decimated Bangladesh.
Yeah, but it looks like they're starting with Deepti. So
good move. She is a power play bowler and although she's a power play and a death overs bowler.
Yeah, she can do both. Exactly.
She can do both. So I think it is, but I won't say it is a pathetic batting display. I think it is a shambolic pitch.
Yeah, it's a shambolic pitch, but definitely I think again you just needed one batter. It is a problem because again, see, the conditions are going to be the same for both teams. You have to remember that.
Yep.
So whoever wins here.
Yep.
So the match is underway.
So still backing India. I think they hold an edge because 116 may be a challenging total here.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if Sri Lanka don't chase it. But if Sri Lanka chase it,
a lot of questions to be answered, my friend.
So from me and Shane here, goodbye. Pray that India wins the gold because they are the favorites.
Exactly.
Bye bye.